Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 33 of 100 Days of Magic. And today we're going to talk about Snow Covered. I have always loved the Snow Covered. We got it back in Ice Age, where it was. Man, they made it so hard to get because the original Ice Age was sold in starter decks and booster packs, and the booster packs did not have snow-covered lands in them. The only way to get snow-covered lands was in a starter deck, and in a 75-card starter deck, you might get 3 or 4. So they were really, really hard. The original. That's kind of why they're worth so much now. I mean, for essentially a fancy basic, it's it's more than a couple bucks. So. And quite frankly, we got Skred in Cold Snap. That's what we're looking at here, and that's probably the most played snow card there was because you played a whole bunch of snow basic, snow mountains, and you just were able to Skred creatures for 5 and 6 damage. But I would love to see a modern design, a modern sensibility with snow covered. Like maybe I realize that it's very unlikely that Dominaria is going to go through another Ice Age, but Morrow has said on his blog many times that it's an when, not an if. If the set calls for it, if they actually go to a plane that is snow plane, and of course, kind of what got me on this topic is we're sitting in the middle of what do they call this thing? The polar vortex. I don't know. It's colder than normal, but I know in lots of parts out there where y'all are at, it's probably way colder than it is here in Tennessee. But snow covered it's like a really good start of a mechanic. Like how Chroma was a good start to Devotion. We had some good cards. I mean, we have the Mana Elf, and the fact that we got a Snow super type. But it seems like a lot of the older cards it just like penalized you for having Snow land. There wasn't a whole lot of upside until Cold Snap, and let's face it, the whole joke with Cold Snap was that it was a lost file that they had found, so they designed it exactly like they designed Ice Age and Alliances on that power level, and that's why it wasn't as powered up as everything around it. I think at the time, what was that Time Spiral block? But I mean, we had the Cold Snap did give us the actual snow type and the snow mana. So, I mean, there's a lot of cards that I think it's a good, solid mechanic, and I really want to see it fleshed out a little more. And not just to make this guy better, because let's face it, right now, in building this deck, it's going to be him. All the islands are going to be snow covered, and question mark. I can use the untappy thing, and we can bounce a whole bunch of permanents, and I can do like tribal boomerang, if you will. But I don't know. I think it is a win and not an if, but I would really like it to be a very, very soon win. And I guess the most important card that we've got here, of course, is the Snow Devil. And one thing that we have an actual Snow Devil here on Earth in this plane, and it's a very elusive animal. It pops out once a year on February 2nd that we call Groundhog Day.